Hello, my name is Cameron Kurgate, Director of Research and Innovation at the Utah Department of Transportation, and I would like to welcome you to our research workshop, commonly known as UTRAC. For over 25 years, UDOT has hosted this annual event to bring together transportation research community from public and private agencies and universities to contractors and consultant engineers and planners. This is an important event that is preceded by numerous meetings of subject matter experts within UDOT and among our innovative research partners. The goal is simple: to improve our transportation system, and we do that by soliciting ideas from you and then discussing those ideas with authors of problem statements during the workshop. Many of you are familiar with the workshop agenda, although we changed to an online format in 2020. This year's format will also be online, with this video being delivered in advance so that each subject may begin their group discussions and presentations immediately at the scheduled day and time. This video also allows us to shorten the overall workshop duration and to avoid some virtual meeting limitations in terms of technology. Nonetheless, if you do anticipate an unreliable home internet connection, you should consider other options or a backup solution. For newcomers to this event, every U.S. state plus the District of Columbia receive research funds from the federal government that can only be used towards research and technology transfer as defined by United States Code. These funds are fairly small compared to other federal and even state funds that are used for highway design or construction, for example. However, they are dedicated to and protected for the sole purpose in order to explore and implement a better and safer transportation system. And while UDOT is determined to improve every aspect of our operations, it really takes a larger community of researchers contributing their time and ideas to consider new possibilities. At the beginning of the workshop, each group will hear some instructions from those in charge. This will cover details like presentation time and questions and answer allowances. There will also be reference to agency-only discussions and rankings, which are UDOT and UTA only meetings to recommend problem statements for funding. In the weeks following the workshop, the Research and Innovation Division will build out their new state fiscal year research program, which begins in July, based upon the recommended problem statements, with some early activities happening in May and June. Last year, we kicked off over 20 new research projects as a result of that workshop, and we expect to do the same this year. UDOT's mission is to enhance quality of life through transportation, and I'm really proud to support that mission by working with you and your creative ideas and putting them into action. In 2020, we published a report on the benefits of research and found that every dollar we spent on research returned $19 on that investment. Your contributions maximize what research can do for the state of Utah. If there was an award for research contributions, you would each receive one for your workshop participation. Yet there is a unique award we bestow each year to recognize individuals who have significantly contributed to transportation research in Utah. And it's my pleasure to ask Troy Peterson, UDOT's Director of Operations, to present that award on behalf of all of our distinguished research partners.
Hello, my name is Troy Peterson. It is my pleasure to present the UTRAC Trailblazer Award for this year's research workshop. This award is given to recognize contributions for outstanding achievements in transportation research in Utah. For over 20 years, the Trailblazer Award has been given to innovative individuals from academia, private practice, and public institutions. And the names of all previous award winners are memorialized on a plaque displayed at the Utah Department of Transportation. This year is my privilege to add the name of one more worthy recipient to that list, Mark Taylor, UDOT's Traffic Signal Operations Engineer. Mark has been at the forefront of many advancements in traffic signal operations over the years, and his contributions have truly made a difference in keeping Utah moving. Please join me in congratulating Mark Taylor with this award.
Thank you. I am deeply honored in receiving the 2021 UTRAC Trailblazer Award, something that I was not at all expecting. Instead, it should have gone to my team and colleagues, consultants, and other researchers who have done so much in improving traffic signals in Utah. Anyway, I am humbled and appreciative of the honor. First, my hat's off to our first innovator of traffic signals, Police Officer Lester Wire, who invented the first traffic signal in the world. Right here in Salt Lake City in the year 1912 at the intersection of Main Street and 200 South. Streetcars stopped wherever they liked to let passengers off. Cars made U-turns anywhere, and vehicles traveled on either side of the street. Pedestrians were fair game and had to cross the street quickly or be run down. Lester found a better way to control traffic, and thus the world's first traffic signal was invented. We have a replica of Lester's signal in our TOC. The most well-known project I have been involved with was working closely with Purdue University, Jamie Mackey, and others in the development of automated traffic signal performance measures. Performance measures were created by either national researchers or in-house, and software was written and shared with the rest of the world and open source. The ATSPM website is available to everyone by going to the URL shown. Also shown are the ATSPM websites by some of our colleagues. I estimate at least 30 jurisdictions around the country are using the open source ATSPM software that was created here in Utah. These are a few of the performance measures available on the ATSPM website. Metrics include such things as turning movement volume count, or evaluating the percent of vehicles arriving on green versus red with the Purdue coordination diagram. The pedestrian delay metric is used to record the number of pedestrian push button cycles for the approach, or can also record the delay to the pedestrian from when the push button is first pushed until the walk indication comes on. The Purdue split failure metric is used to show when vehicles do not clear each cycle. The timing and actuation metric is used to evaluate the timing cycles at an intersection, and the new left turn gap analysis metric shows the time of day when making a permissive left turn can be difficult, so protected phasing may be. My first national publication was an ATSPM journal article published in the March of 2014 edition of the ITE Journal by several of my colleagues at UDOT, Purdue University, and the Indiana Department of Transportation. 2 years later, several of us wrote another ATSPM article that was published in the August of 2016 ITE Journal. Since then, their national research with ATSPMs has continued. Two that come to mind is one published recently last year by the National Cooperative Highway Research Program that discussed in detail ATSPM and how they are used for performance-based management of traffic sig. The second is an FHWA report titled Evaluating the Benefits and Cost of Implementing Automated Traffic Signal Performance that shows that the benefit of ATSPMs in Utah over a 10-year period is approximately $108 million. A very recent TRB publication that I was involved with along with my colleague Patrick Singleton of Utah State University and a few others was evaluating the impact of COVID-19 on traffic signal systems, especially observed changes in pedestrian activity. Placards were placed on pedestrian poles and signs instructing pedestrians not to push the button so to limit the spread of COVID-19. as the pedestrian crossing was automated as shown in these pictures. This was done last spring on most of the intersections within the downtown area of Salt Lake City. Using ATSPMs, we evaluated the number of pedestrian push button presses on the UDOT intersections where the placards were placed, so to measure its effectiveness. As the data shows, the signs instructing pedestrians to not push the button reduced the occurrences between about 28% to 46%. However, over half of the pedestrians continued to push the pedestrian button despite the signs telling them not to and the phase being on recall. We placed the intersections on pedestrian recall prior to April 21st and removed it after June 25th. With our long mast arms, we sometimes have problems with them oscillating as a result of wind or gust of air caused by large trucks. To remedy this problem, we created a cable stay system by using a strain cable that was attached to the luminaire extension and the pole upright. It seemed to fix the problem in the short term. However, there were concerns about long-term issues with this method. So we reached out to our structures division, who suggested that we reach out to a professor at the University of Massachusetts who was conducting some research with Valmont Industries for this situation. Our timing was perfect as they were looking for some testing locations for the new vibration mitigation device that they just invented. The device is approximately 3 feet long and about 5 inches in diameter. It contains a tension spring and a cylindrical weight with some high-powered magnets around the cylinder, so to help remove some of the energy from the galloping. The testing showed a 90% reduction of mast arm movement in most situations. As a result, we have deployed over 800 of these devices since 2016 and have changed our policy to include them on all mast arms 45 feet and long. In December of 2018, Carl, Kelly, and I co-authored a paper published in the ITE Journal that discussed effective mitigation of wind-induced vibration of traffic signal structures and the AASHTO specification that was based on this research that we conducted on our traffic signals here in Utah. UDOT recently started to experiment using artificial intelligence to optimize timing using the 1/10 second high-resolution data from the automated traffic signal performance measures using traffic volume counts, arrivals on green, and split failures. Also in the AI models, the consultants use probe travel time and are considering in the future using other data sets, such as weather, transit, connected vehicle, construction, social media, and urban planning tools. The data is then cleansed using regression analysis. AI is then used with proprietary algorithms in a big black box with predefined weights and objectives using deep analytics and traffic simulation. Timing optimization plans are then generated on a scheduled basis, say every 2 months, or it could be when conditions in the AI model change enough to merit new timing plans. The new plans are then handed over to our timing staff, who will manually enter the plans into the centralized traffic signal central. There are 6 AI timing projects totaling 59 intersections in process, 5 by the consultant Flow Labs, who we are under contract with until July of 2021, and a second by the consultant Italic, who is doing some pro bono work for us along one corridor in Salt Lake City. Thank you so much.